Only 6 Nigerians signed the amalgamation document in 1914. I repeat, only 6 Nigerians signed the amalgamation document in 1914. Since the history of Nigeria, every region has their agenda. The Fulani has an agenda, the Hausa, the Yoruba, the Igbo, and other tribes as follows. So the name of these 6 Nigerians, number 1 is Royal Highness Maituare Sarkin Muslumi, and he was a Sultan of Sokoto. Usman Dan Maje, who later became the Emir of Kano. Sir Kitoyi Ajasa, a lawyer. His Royal Highness Oladugolu Alafi of Oyo. His Royal Highness Henshaw, the Obong of Calabar, and Abubakar Shehu of Borno. Amongst these 6, we have 3 Northerners, and we have 2 Southwesterners, and a South-South person as of today. So no Igbos were there when we were signing the amalgamation. Well, when you look at the numbers of those present in signing the amalgamation, it was not as a result of the input of the 6 persons that were there. They were just there to come and sign amalgamation the way Kogi is recalling Natasha. They just call people, come, we want to give you palliatives. They come. You don't have any say on the document. You don't have any protest on the document. So these 6 persons signed the amalgamation document 1914. The location of the signing of the amalgamation document was Zungeru, Niger State. And that was the capital of the British Protectorate of Northern Nigeria from 1902 until 1916. Now, this edict expired 2014. The document stated that after 100 years, each party can re-evaluate and determine if they want to continue together or go their separate ways. 1914 to 2014 is 100 years. That document has expired. Now, after 100 years, each party can re-evaluate and determine if they want to continue together or go their separate ways. We have the Northern and Southern Protectorate amalgamated in 1914 by Lord Lugard. Where am I driving this to? The Fulani has said repeatedly, their politicians have said it, their technocrats have said it, their educated elites have said it, that the government of the day, the British people, handed over the territory of Nigeria to their forefathers, the Fulani forefathers. The British handed over the territory of Nigeria. The Northerners see the Southerners as inferior. An average Northerners see the Southerners as inferior. I'm directing this message to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He has an opportunity to restructure the country and make sure that everybody stands on an equal ground. Because as we speak, after 8 years, these people know how to consistently push and drive their agenda. You can be winning for now, they will pipe low. But after 8 years, you see them, they will resurface and deal with you a heavy blow. Somebody, Adamu Garba, if you know Adamu Garba, a politician in northern Nigeria, he says something like this: we belong to species of people who are naturally born free. Our ancestry traces to tens of thousands of years. We never slaved to anyone. Even during the slave trade, we refused to be taken across the Atlantic. We fought our way until the colonial masters handed over this territory to our forefathers because of our ardent resistance to slavery. What territory are they referring to? Nigeria as a nation. The British, the colonial masters, handed over the key Nigeria as a country, the territory, according to them, their belief system, to these Fulani guys. The more reasons why you see me, I'm speaking up against the Fulani. If Nigeria is going to witness progress, we need to take this mentality off. And now that a Southerner has an opportunity at presidency, whatever he can do, he should do. The more reasons why they are afraid of an Igbo presidency. However, the Southwest, aligned with the North of recent, afraid of an Igbo presidency. What are the fears? They are afraid that if an Igbo man becomes president, he will dominate, number one. The Fulani became president under a Buhari, they dominated. But they are afraid that an Igbo man becomes president, he will dominate. Tinubu under the Yorubas under Tinubu's administration are dominating. But these two people are afraid that if an Igbo man becomes president, he's going to dominate everybody. Now, number two, they believe that the Igbo man is likely to divide Nigeria, to restructure Nigeria. He's likely to empower the Igbos, and the Igbos have a penchant for wanting to divide the country. We have three major ethnic groups. Major, I know I said major. We have so many other multi-ethnicity in Nigeria, but we have three major ethnic groups. Number one, we have the Igbo. The agenda of the Igbo as we speak of today is to leave Nigeria. Tall, short. Whether you do the equation, you calculate, use sine, cos, tan, formula in mathematics, you arrive at the point whereby an Igbo man averagely, he's tired of this country. He wants the country to restructure, or he wants the country to have regional system. They want a country of our own, an Igbo man, agenda of the Igbo people. Although it's not a collective thing, because the politicians are doing something else. Now, the agenda of the Yoruba people, the politicians, plus the people, looking at the things that have happened in the past few years, the Yorubas want to use Nigeria and dump Nigeria. I mentioned the politicians. They want to use Nigeria and dump Nigeria. Tinubu has said in the past, top Yoruba leaders, Awolowo has said that Nigeria is a mere geographical expression. That's why he said Awarawa. Awarawa. So he was focused on the Yoruba people because he believes that this entity is just deceit. It's a deceitful entity. So the Yoruba people want to use and adopt Nigeria. You see Tinubu in some of his policies shifting to the southwest, seeing people arising up, saying all sorts of things about using the gas from the south to empower the southwest and everything. The Yorubas want to build a Yoruba nation in Nigeria using the advantages they have over other tribes under this current system. So they want to use and dump Nigeria. Now, some Yorubas are saying that we are better off now that we have developed states like Lagos and moving towards Ogun State or your state. So seeing that the states are getting developed now, some Yoruba people are coming out to say that we are better off. Nigeria is slowing down our progress. So the agenda of the Yoruba under this amalgamation, is to use and dump Nigeria. I don't know the agenda of the Hausa people, but I know that the Fulani agenda is to dominate Nigeria and make Nigerians slaves to them. Take over their lands and make them slaves. That's why you see them, that they say this territory, they're not talking about you, your culture. They're talking about the land, the territory. This territory was given to us by the colonial masters. You see what they are saying? The colonial masters are not indigenous to the land. The British came from nowhere. This is not their ancestral home. The British were never found in the coast of Africa. None of their ancestry connected the coast of Africa. They have somewhere else that they have their ancestors. Far away, the British came, overpowered people. After they have shared Africa, they came and colonized people. People still had their lands intact, had their history intact, had their territories intact. Then one Fulani that does not have a trace in Nigeria coming to tell you that the British carried Nigeria and handed over to them. That was at the amalgamation. But my brother, amalgamation has expired. So people can now decide whether they are going to move on. That's why I see that constitution is a setback and a stumbling block. They used Igbos to run foul of that constitution. The constitution is against secession. It's against a type of restructuring that will make Nigeria go their separate ways. As we speak, that is what the constitution tells. And the constitution favors this set of people that believe that the colonial masters handed over Nigeria to them. You see Sharia in the constitution. Some of us don't read. These are Gen Z. God will help us. God will help us. Your inability to read and have patience to read and study and make research and confirm things by yourself is our greatest undoing in Nigeria. Go and look at the constitution. 100 level, we did the constitution. We looked at the constitution. We found there's a place for Sharia. There's a place for Sharia. So the owners of the land have come to tell the Southwesterners, this Adamu Garba, what led to this statement? Now, Peter Obi says that democracy has collapsed under the APC, that what Tinubu did in Rivers State was unconstitutional. So he, as an APC person, commented and supported that fact. And when you look at it, that statement by Obi has been supported by Atiku, but mostly South, Southeast, and Northerners. If you look at that statement, if you look at the people supporting what Obi said, standing for what Obi said, South, Southeast, and Northerners were all supporting, except some current APC Northerners, they are speaking against it. Look at it. Even some critical APC leaders in the North are not supporting Obi. Tambuwal posted on a page, I think he has his name, on that page has Tambuwal, that a new Nigeria is possible. The picture of Atiku having handshake with Peter Obi. So there's a lot of meaning that's being read on that picture. That the alliance is what is unsettling the ACN faction of the APC. Like I said before, Buhari's CPC faction is being inherited by El-Rufai. And most people, all these Fulani, they are very, very cunning. You think they are supporting you. You think the Buhari doesn't know what he's doing. He will openly come out and say what he wants to say. Because they are used to that kind of pig fooling and lying to people. But deep down where their conscience lies is that Uthman Danfodio. Is that Uthman Danfodio agenda. Whatever Tinubu is doing, they are not okay with it. You as a Buhari, you entered power. You started all this stupidity of nepotism, appointing your people in power, especially Katsina people. Tinubu went as a southerner, as bold as he is. Even all of them are the same thing. But you did something and you are trying to, the Southwest. I'm not supporting what the Southwest did though, because all of them, they are hypocrites together. If I'm saying Southwest, it is Southwest politicians. And those that are being paid, political actors in the Southwest. Not all Southwesterners, not Yorubas. Political actors in the Southwest. Political stakeholders in the Southwest. Whether in the media, whether in the economy, wherever they are. The Southwest political stakeholders kept quiet for 8 years and did not join others to castigate the Buhari. But now, just within 1 to 2 years that these people are not even touching power as they were expecting, they are ranting up and down. Within 2 years of a Tinubu, all of them are compound failures. Within 2 years of a Tinubu, all of them are coming out to say, Tinubu is one-time president. You are moving up and down, forming coalition up and down. That's what APC represents and everything. One of the things I suspect is that the people controlling the government were people who are outside. Wike is very, very powerful, much more powerful than any other person in this Tinubu's government. Wike is much more powerful. And one thing Wike understands is loyalty. Loyalty over good or bad. They don't care. Loyalty is loyalty. If the devil gives them opportunity, their loyalty is to the devil. They don't care whether the devil is telling them to go and do something evil or destroy their family members or whoever. So Wike understands loyalty, and loyalty is a currency that can buy something from the Tinubu, the Jagaban, how do I put it? Jagaban store. If you want to get something from Jagaban, it is loyalty. So Jagaban has seen loyalty in a Wike, and he has made this guy powerful. You also see Akpabio. These are the strong men in Tinubu's government. These are the people that run the whole show. I said, if you are asking me a question in any exam, who is the head of the executive? I'll say it's Tinubu. Maybe I get that one. Who is the head of the legislature? I'll say it's Akpabio. I got it. Who is the head of the judiciary? I'll say it's Wike. Wike went to get a honorary whatever in Calabar. I see them in the company. I don't know whether it is the justice that gave the verdict, that gave a verdict. You see them frolicking with Wike at the PEPT after the elections. Atiku and Obi took Tinubu to court. The election tribunal. You see judges frolicking with this same character. So for me, from what I've seen, because when you go to schools today, they'll tell you that and you have failed. That's why critical thinking is lacking in our society. We know that the factual, but looking at it from another angle, we understand that there are some unseen forces controlling the judiciary, irrespective of the fact that Kekereekun is Chief Justice of Nigeria. So the Fulani have already told us many, many times that this is their grandfather's estate. And we refuse to count our teeth with our tongue. We refuse to, when we see money, when we see fame and everything. Somebody said that he is very afraid that if a Tinubu does not really restructure Nigeria, the Yorubas might not get it easy after his 8 years. If you are listening to me, I support the P2B. He's one person that you see the EFCC does not have anything on him. He's one person the EFCC does not have anything on him. He convinces me as a trustworthy person that has the masses at heart. Listen to me. He convinced me. For those of you that Tinubu convinced you, I'm not against your conviction, but I prefer an Obi to a Tinubu. Not because I'm Igbo. People may look at people that know me, but a Tinubu would win the election. A Tinubu will win the election. He's going to spend 8 years. Because all this coalition, you are joining Atiku and all this coalition you are all doing and thinking that the basis of all this is that there is an agenda that is bigger than all this. Okay, P2B is now the poster boy of the coalition. That is, if Atiku allow P2B, Atiku step down for P2B, or P2B becomes the head boy. Because I don't think these Fulani guys will allow P2B. We are just watching. You will be disappointed very soon. So let's say P2B is chosen and RFI will be whoever will deputize the P2B. However, let's just look at it and say like that. How many years will Obi do? And do you think an Obi is representing an Igbo presidency? Obi is pan-Nigerian. Obi is not pan-Igbo. So all those people that are saying he is a Igbo agenda, forget. We understand the kind of propaganda that is being pushed by all these sponsored influencers, APC influencers. Obi is not a core Igbo nationalist. He's a Nigerian nationalist. He's a Nigerian. So forget that he's going to do. You might be surprised that P2B will not even release the Nnamdi Kanu. You'll be shocked. When he was governor, he was strict with Masop and everything. P2B, they say P2B is a weak person. Give the guy power, you know how far. If you know the cabal that were in Anambra State, P2B fought the cabal. Somebody that wants to do good will be impeached now. Of course now, we have a system that is corrupt. If you're a good person, they want to impeach you because you are stopping their money, they are stealing their corruption, their bribery, they are stopping it. So P2B was not that, was as quiet as you think, as you easygoing as Obi is. You think Obi doesn't know what he's doing. So if P2B hires, they will agree 4 years because there must be an agreement with these Fulani guys. 4 years. All they want to see is Tinubu out of the way. And they are going to be one that be pulling the strings at the back of Obi. Obi does anything, they will instigate the National Assembly. The National Assembly will run riot on Obi. They will play the dirty game of getting him into power. However, if that is going to be possible, because if you know who a Jagaban is, by now people should know who Jagaban is. So it's not, we talk here, you talk down. You know who Jagaban is. If by anyhow they are able to remove Jagaban and P2B enters, because let me even advise the coalition. I'll be advising you from time to time. Any coalition that does not present a Southerner is dead on arrival. So what if this will take on power from Obi after 4 years? What will be the fate of the Yoruba people? You see, it doesn't take anything. Just a meeting will make sure that all the appointees of the Tinubu will be phased out within 6 months. And they want to start playing the politics that the Tinubu played. And see, the hatred that is brewing up on social media for a particular region, you see it manifest from people from the southeast, the south region, and the northern part of Nigeria. P2B made a statement. Northerners are applauding. Southeasterners are applauding. Southerners are applauding. The middle belt are on one side, applauding. Now, it's just that most Southerners are not applauding that statement. Can the South, can the vote from Southwest, and knowing that the population in South, if you look at the population, 40% of the population are people that are not indigenous. 40% of the voting population are people that are not indigenous. So let's say the vote from an average Yoruba man cannot take a Tinubu to presidency. The same way the vote from an average Northerner cannot take them to presidency. So they are bragging of 30 million votes and all have you. But in all of this, Tinubu has an opportunity to restructure Nigeria, however it is. Don't let your political and personal interest, because these guys, I tell you people, old people don't change. Old people, if they are wicked and they become old, they will never change. They will still be that wicked. If you have politicians that are selfish, me, look at what Ambode said. Me, these people don't change. They are manipulative now. These guys are deceivers now. They will pretend as if they are working for you. But the greater picture, they are working for themselves. Let this president understand and put the southern region first and restructure Nigeria before it is too late. Before it's too late. 8 years is just down the corner. We have finished 2 years. Let's say 2 years and 6 years down the corner. Generations and youths are there that will now start taking the backlash. This bold step that Tinubu has taken, he should try as much as he can by the name of God and restructure Nigeria. He knows what to do. These politicians know he has absolute power as we speak. Know what you do and restructure Nigeria. Well, I trust him. If he wins the next election, you will see the real Tinubu. You don't see anything. When he wins the second term, you now see, this man is bold. But for the Fulanis, the British they are not the owners of Nigeria. So I don't know the territory they are handing over to you. It doesn't. My father's land does not belong to anybody. Does not belong to anybody. My ancestral land does not belong to anybody. No bagger, no Fulani. He does. So the British does not own my land. Look at how Burkina Faso drive France away. France will say that they are in control. Drive them away from Burkina Faso. So who is British? If you are saying British, that's your problem. The colonial era has gone. 2014 amalgamation has expired. So we can decide our future.